Matrix. Today we're going to be going through your practical assessment task, so your PAT, and this is the design one. So basically I'm just going to do a brief overview with you guys and then sort of let you know what is expected of you, and hopefully it helps you. Unfortunately, I cannot help you with your design process. That is something you have to do by yourself, which is better anyways, because I think you'll appreciate your own work at the end of the day. So let's just get started. They give you a scenario, and the National Monuments Council of South Africa recently restored historically significant buildings on a wine estate and declared them national monuments. To cater for visitors, permission was granted by the council to build a new restaurant and small museum on the estate. You have been tasked by the council to submit a proposed design solution for the proposed new restaurant and small museum, and it will be referred to as a restaurant and museum to make the rest of the project easier. Okay, so basically what has been given here is that you guys have to design a restaurant and museum on this wine estate as part of your civil project. Okay, then in the following paragraphs they basically give you everything the restaurant and museum require or need to have, different kinds of floor areas, etc, etc. So you can refer to that and read all of that on your own. But this is basically a list of instructions or a list of expectations of everything that you need to do. So this is something you do need to read through quite carefully. And I would advise that you highlight any information that you think is important. You do not have to copy my highlighting. Mine is just like I've basically highlighted everything. But yeah, highlight everything that will be important to you. Okay, so on the next page you're going to see that they have given a site plan, and this is the site plan that you guys will be putting your building on. So they give you existing vineyard, existing dwellings, trees, your manhole, sewage, etc. Everything you can see on this site plan already. And this is something you might have to just think about while doing your design, so that your building can obviously fit into this required space, but there's a good chance that everything will fit. So just know that this is a site plan you will be using. Okay, then you're given different phases. So you're given phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Phase 1 is your presentation requirements. So your first step would be to analyze the given scenario and formulate a design brief. Google is a great example or a great place to find examples of design briefs. I would not recommend copying any of the design briefs. That's really silly, but it's just to give you an idea of what a design brief is, so you can do your own research on that over there. And obviously there will be different kinds of design briefs on Google, so maybe Google specifically EGD design brief, because you might find something a little bit more relevant towards what you will be going through or going to do. Then they say here, the first paragraph must, in your own words, give a brief background to the project as well as a comprehensive description of what has to be designed. So obviously we know a brief background to the project would be given in your paragraphs over here. What is, why is this project happening almost, and what has to be designed would be as well in that paragraph. Okay, so obviously based on the previous paragraphs on the previous page, you will be able to answer this question. Then the second paragraph must, in your own words, give a clear overview of your role in the project, as well as a description of the complete design process that you're going to implement to complete this project. So basically you have to put yourselves in the shoe of an architect, okay? And what you as an architect would do to get this project done. So that's pretty straightforward, okay? From the scenario and your teacher's management plan, include the following as part of the design brief. So your teacher should be giving you a management plan. So I'm not going to go into further detail on that with you. You should have been given one by your teacher. But it should be, as far as I know, relative to the dates that your teacher wants you to submit certain parts of the project, okay? Okay, then it says include the following as part of the design brief. So in addition to the paragraphs you have got, you're going to have to give a list of 20 of the given specifications and a list of 5 possible constraints. Okay. So constraints are something that hinders or will hinder your design process or makes the design process a little bit difficult. Maybe it makes it difficult for you to design in a certain way. I will put up the definition on the screen for you guys just in case you need to know that, and a list of 20 of the given specifications for the restaurant museum. So specifications are something that need to be there. They are requirements. Okay, I'll also stick up the definition for you. If you have a look at last year's PAT, I would say a constraint would be the floor area, because you can only design with a certain, like you can only use a certain amount of space. So that, for instance, could be seen as a constraint. And if you look at last year's PAT as well, let me try to think. I actually can't remember what the whole PAT was about. Let me just give a second to consider. Okay, sorry. Last year's PAT, you had to have either an internal or an external curved wall. That would be a specification. It has to be there. Okay, so sorry about that. I mixed it up with the 2020 PAT. I'm not sure why. Okay, and then it says your own management plan that specifies target dates for the completion of each presentation requirement. So this you will use with regards to your teacher's management plan. Okay, so if you need extra information on that, your teacher would be the best person to ask, because it will go hand in hand with your project. Okay, so that this is like the first part. You can see they've labeled it. So it's the first part of phase 1, which you could do on A4 pages or A3 pages. You could put it on 1 page, 2 pages, depending on how many you need. But that sort of all goes together. You can see by it being labeled 1. Okay. Then your second part of phase 1 would be conducting research, examples and construction details of wooden multi-panel sliding doors with 3 or more panels. I'm just going to highlight this quickly for you guys. A great place to find this information would be, in my personal opinion, Pinterest. You can just Google and they'll come up with a lot of great examples for you guys. Do not forget to keep your references, or keep like the places where you found your images from, so that you can give credit to the owners. But yes, I found Pinterest had a lot of wonderful examples, and you could also use Google, but this is just my opinion. Then it says examples and construction details of wooden pergolas. So there we go, wooden pergolas. 3 examples of gable roof designs, and 3 examples of Cape Dutch gable facades with timber doors and sash windows. So sash windows are kind of like windows that only have 2 panels and the window opens upward. So I would want you to imagine like American windows, you know, like if you watch an American movie and someone's climbing out the window, they always push the window up. That's a sash window. Timber doors is pretty straightforward. Cape Dutch, we are obviously South African, I'm sure you're very much aware of that. What it will look like, if you're not, just Google it, you will find, as well as Pinterest. And then gabled roof design. So gabled roof is a certain design, but you get lots of different kinds. So you can use 3 examples of different kinds of gabled roofs, and you can include that as part of your research. Okay, and again, Google and Pinterest will help you a lot with all of that stuff over there. Okay, then it says the research must be relevant and should therefore be in the form of graphic material. So that would be pictures and illustrations. Evidence of at least 5 different examples that covers all of the requirements of each research topic must be included in the PAT file portfolio. So basically, you must show that you used your research as to help you with your design process. Okay. Research material must be aesthetically pleasing, presented, and not exceed 4 A4 or 2 or 3 pages per topic. So here they give you how many pages you can use. There must be clear evidence that the research has been used in your design solution, and include a list of all references. Okay. Prepare neat freehand drawings. So you're actually going to make 2 drawings, and they're going to have 2 different designs of 2 possible design solutions for the new restaurant and museum. And in order to do this, you're going to have to refer to your design brief over here and draw up 2 very different design solutions, and you're going to end up choosing the best possible one. Okay, so it says including the veranda, each freehand drawing must show the correct presentation of all building features, the permanent fixtures, roof lines, primary dimensions, labels. Okay, calculation of the total of the restaurant. excluding the veranda and museum. The floor area of the kitchen must be clearly shown on a table on the drawing sheet as part of each freehand drawing. So you would have like a floor area table basically. Okay, grid graph paper may be used to assist with the preparation of the freehand drawings. Your teacher should provide this to you, or you should be able to draw up your own. Normally the blocks are 1 by 1, so like this 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter, so kind of like the mat that is behind this pat. And then it says a whole bunch of additional information. So all aspects of the freehand drawing must be prepared using a pencil only. Do not use drawing equipment. Electrical layout and wastewater are not required yet. Freehand drawings must be prepared on either A4 or A3 drawing sheets. No borders or title panels are required for the freehand drawings. All the freehand drawings must comply with guidelines and graphic symbols. And the drawings must provide clear evidence that a high level of competency has been attained in the freehand drawing method. Okay, so this is your third part of phase 1. Okay, select the best solution that demonstrates an in-depth understanding of the scenario. So on a separate page, compare and evaluate the two freehand drawings by. So basically what you're going to do is you're going to formulate a table, and you're going to choose 6 relevant and self-explanatory descriptive criteria that will facilitate measurable comparisons. So you're basically going to compare the two drawings against one another and see which drawing is better in a certain section. So then you're going to weigh it out. You're going to come up with a rating scale. So you kids are very aware of rating scales. People will be like, oh, you're pretty, I give you a 6 out of 10. So you get different kinds of rating scales. So again, Google if you're not sure and you want to use different kinds. It's totally up to you. Remember, this is all research that you can do, and it will help you to formulate your end design. Okay, and then you're going to weigh each solution against each criterion. So for example, if I were comparing lunch snacks and I compared an apple to an orange, I would say apples are better for lunch because it fits better in the lunchbox, or easier to eat for lunch. So then I would pick an apple instead of an orange because you have to peel an orange, right? So that's kind of what you're going to do with your design here. So if I had an apple, I would give it a 9 out of 10 for accessibility at lunch, as opposed to an orange, which I would maybe give like a 4 out of 10, because an orange is not that great to eat for lunch if you struggle to peel it. Okay, so that's kind of the idea you're going to be following. And then it says justifying each score by describing the positive and or negative aspects of each solution against each criterion. So you're going to have to explain and describe positive and negative aspects of each solution, okay? Because the truth is, you can't have a perfect solution. Every solution is going to have something that's not 100% perfect, but you're going to choose the best one at the end of the day, okay? Complete the process by writing a comprehensive summary giving reasons for your selected freehand solution. The summary must include whether any late changes were made to selected freehand solution or not. If there were late changes, they must be clearly described. So say, for instance, in my lunchbox, I pick the apple, and originally I picked a red apple, but then I decide last minute I'm going to take a green apple. You need to put that in your comprehensive summary saying that you made changes. Okay, and if you didn't, you say no changes were made. It's that simple. Okay, we're not going to do phase 2 yet. Where is my phase 3? Oh, there we go. Okay, we're not going to do phase 2 yet, but I do want to show you the assessment criteria and checklist for the 2024 Civil PAT. So you'll see here that this here that I've highlighted in pink is all part of phase 1. Okay, and I'm going to recommend that you follow this instruction manual very, very nicely, because it's going to help you score all of your points. Okay, so anything that you might not be sure on, you come to the back here. So here you'll see a design brief. First paragraph, background and comprehensive description of what is to be designed. Second paragraph, your role and description of design process you're going to follow. A list of 20 given specifications, 5 constraints, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then here, examples and construction details of wooden multi-panel sliding doors. Examples and construction details of pergolas. 3 gabled roof designs. 3 Dutch gable facades. Okay. Clear evidence that the research was used. list of bibliography. So you can't miss anything. You got to follow this. This has got everything you're going to need in order to complete the rest of your PATs. Okay, here, freehand drawings are two possible design solutions: restaurant with all rooms, areas, features, and roof lines. So it doesn't mention roof lines earlier on in the PAT unless I missed it in the freehand drawing selection section. I probably missed it, but anyways, the point is that you can look at your roof lines, okay, or you can look at your checklist at the back here and go, oh yes, okay, I need to add roof lines. So I've got my rooms, areas, features, but I haven't got my roof lines. Let me add that quickly, okay? Same with primary labels and primary dimensions. Oh yes, I've done everything, but I forgot to label it and I forgot to put dimensions. So you're going to follow this checklist and it's going to help you with your PATs, okay? So that is all I can do to help you guys, is to explain basically what is required of you and offer you assistance in that manner. If you guys have got something already, send it or show it to your teachers once you've finished your design and just ask if you're missing anything. So do not be afraid to talk to your teachers. They are there to help you. But basically everything you need is actually already in this PAT, and it all comes down to your research and your hard work and how well you follow the criteria and your checklist in the PAT. So that's all you need to do. So that's phase one that's expected from you. That is what is expected of you for phase one. So I hope this helped you guys.